Welcome to Pick Six, where we cover 6 teams in the NFL, that being the Raiders, the Niners, the Packers, the Rams, the Cowboys, and of course, our beloved
Going the wrong way.
Steelers.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a little quick one, and here is why. Because we recorded it already and didn't realize that the sound was not working properly. As you guys can see, we are not doing it on the laptop. Something's up with the laptop, so we got to do it on the phone again. So let's go ahead and let's get into it.
Take two. All right. Let me find this real quick. Okay, so we have the Minnesota Vikings going into Lambeau Field to play the Packers. Vikings are 3-4 coming off a win against the Niners, and the Packers are 2-4 coming off of a loss against the Broncos. What do we have here?
Vikings looked very, very good. It was a very exciting game. I watched that whole game, man, with the Vikings and the Niners. Damn, the Niners drop another one to the Vikings. Kirk Cousins looked badass, man. I don't
like that.
Yeah, you like that? You like that? I go Vikings on this one.
I'm gonna go Vikings as well. Packers didn't look good at all against the Broncos. Jordan Love didn't look good against the struggling Broncos defense. I'm gonna go Vikings. I think they continue to improve and go to 4-4 or 3-4, whatever. But I think they improve. Okay. Next, we have the Rams against the Cowboys. The Rams are 3-4 coming off a loss against... Who they lose to? Oh, right. And then next, we have the Cowboys, who are 4-2 coming off of a win against the Chargers. What do we have here?
I think the Rams are going to go into Dallas/Arlington and beat the Cowboys. I've been pretty high on the Cowboys, a little bit here, a little bit there, kind of like a roller coaster. They've let me down one too many times. The Rams are not that bad of a team. They're coming off of a loss. I think they're going to get it together. They're going to go to Texas, get that victory, and bring it back home, baby.
Okay. That's a pretty... I don't know. I'm not going to say bold. I think the Rams are a pretty good team. I think their 3-4 record's a little bit, misleading. So, with that being said, I'm still going with the Cowboys. I just think that they're a bit of a better team than the Rams, and I just think they take the victory. Next, we have an intriguing matchup with the Cincinnati Bengals and the 49ers. The Bengals are 3-3 coming off of a win against the Seahawks. And the 49ers are 5-2 coming off a loss against the Vikings. A surprising loss against the Vikings. What do you have here?
I think surprise time is done. I don't think the Niners go and lose against the Bengals. Was I surprised that they lost the first time around? Yeah. Was I surprised that they lost the second time around? Yes. I don't think they're going to lose. I'm not going to say they're not going to lose again, but I don't think they're going to lose this one. Yes, the Bengals are somewhat of a formidable team, but no, man, I still think the Niners are still all that. I was going to say, and a bag of chips, but no, they're missing the bag of chips now. But they're still all that, man. And Christian McCaffrey is still one heck of a damn force to be reckoned with, man. No, I see the Niners, even with Brock Purdy being, suspect on that, whether he plays or not.
If Brock Purdy doesn't play, they have Sam Darnold, who hasn't really proved himself in the NFL, and he's been in the NFL for quite a few seasons already. Just hasn't really brought it yet, and I don't see him bringing it like he was when he was in USC. So if they don't have Brock Purdy, I could see the Bengals putting a good number on the Niners. I really could. Maybe 10 points, maybe 14 points. But if they have Brock Purdy, I do trust Brock Purdy, and I think they do beat the Bengals. Without him, I think I think the Bengals do a number on the Niners.
Okay, don't let me down, Niners.
We'll see. Next, we have Monday Night Football. We have the Raiders going into Detroit to play the Lions. Both teams getting just blown out. The Raiders got blown out by the Chicago Bears, of all teams. And the Lions got blown out against a pretty good Baltimore Raven team. What do you have on this one?
Both of them bad losses. because they both got blown out. However, if I had to put money on what's the better team, man, it's the Lions all the way around. The Raiders, man, I'll tell you, dog, there's just a lot of bad going on there within the club, man, within the team. So I don't know how they really recover and really turn their season around. As a matter of fact, I'm going to say right now, they don't turn their season around. I think this is the season that the Raiders are going to have. Lions are going to come out with this victory, man. I'm going to say, damn, by probably 3 possessions.
I'm surprised that this is a prime time game, to say the least. But, I mean, Lions are just better from top to bottom. I mean, whether it be defense, offense, special teams, coaching, everything like that, the Lions are just that much damn better. And I know they're coming off of a bad loss against the Ravens. I don't see them dropping 2 in a row, especially to a team like the Raiders. I'm going to go Lions here in pretty convincing fashion.
Yeah.
Last but certainly not least, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars going into Heinz Field to play the Steelers. The Jaguars are at a surprising 5-2. I don't know why they're not being talked about as much. They're 5-2, coming off of a win against the Saints. And the Steelers are 4-2, coming off a win against the Rams.
It was so much fun being there. It was so much fun being there. I had the time of my life, man. After me being scared of not wanting to go to the game because I was afraid we were going to get blown out, man. But wow, what a game. Well, you know, if you're a fan of one of those teams or a fan of the Steelers, I would say. I don't like when the Steelers play in Pittsburgh. I don't like when they play at Heinz Field, man. I don't. It's just, to me, it's like they're almost Achilles' heel. It's like that's when they lose. And again, and against a team like the Jacksonville Jaguars, like, yeah, nobody's talking about the Jaguars. Look at the record, man. They're 5-2. They're actually doing some pretty damn good stuff, but nobody's talking about them. Just let them go under the radar, and they're just gonna keep on climbing and climbing and climbing. And look, dog, if I'm not a Steeler fan, who I go for? Jaguars, easily. But I am a Steeler fan, so dang it, I'm gonna go Steelers.
That is a little weird that the Jaguars aren't being talked about enough. I just feel like the Chiefs and the Dolphins are the teams in the AFC that are just being praised and everything like that. And then you have the Jaguars, who have the same record as the Dolphins, if I'm not mistaken, who are just not talked about as much as either of those two teams, which is crazy. But this is one of those weird games where you could make an argument that the Steelers have no business beating this team. But every time that kind of happens, the Steelers either, well, maybe not as recent, but they actually play pretty damn good against teams that they probably have no business playing good against, right? I could see that happening. These are two pretty damn good defenses. You know, Jaguars are a really solid defense. Steelers, we already know what they're capable of doing. I think this is a very low-scoring game. And I think the Steelers could just win it, man. Maybe like a 13-9 game or something like that. 17-13, something like that.
If the Steelers defense can hold and I, you know, always got to put on the defense, right? If the Steelers defense can hold them down, to hold the Jag scoring down, then yes. But if they can't, I'd say, look, man, if the Jags get in a 2-possession game, maybe ahead, I think that's it.
You know, a weird stat is if the Steelers score 17 or more points this season, which that they've won every game that they scored 17 or more points.
Okay.
Which isn't even that much. Isn't even that much.
That's not asking too much. That's not asking too much, man. So Steelers, 17 is the magic number.
And I think they get around 17, maybe 20. The offense did look a heck of a lot better in the fourth quarter. Only in the fourth quarter against the Rams last week. Deontay Johnson definitely did help. The fact that he's back. George Pickens doing his thing. I truly believe that he's going to be a top 3 receiver at some point. Maybe not this season, potentially next season. Steelers, like I said, Steelers do have some weapons, and then you have Najee Harris and Jalen Warren who just accommodate each other perfectly. Okay, I don't like the hate that Najee Harris gets. I just feel like Najee and Jalen Warren, they're just a great 1-2 punch as far as running backs. I think we should keep both of them, and they showed why they're a great 1-2 punch.
I think Warren's a better punch, but yeah.
If you
Yeah,
say
look,
so.
I mean, look, Najee's not a bad jab, but the power punch is definitely Warren.
Okay.
That's all I'll say,
That's
man.
how you see it.
Hey, sorry, for this short one, but we had to re-record it, man. We had recorded it before, and the sound just was terrible. So definitely got to find out what's going on with that. But that was Pick 6, week numero 8. Damn, we're just marching along, man.
Yeah, well, not your record. You're at a 16-7 record. And the champ here is at 20-13. I know I haven't really brought up the records. I did now. And I promise you guys, I'm not boosting my record. Okay? I do it as honest as I can.
See, as honest as he can.
As I can.
As he can.
Right.
See that? But don't worry, the comeback's coming. Go Steelers.
Go Steelers.